Well, good afternoon and welcome to our driver roundtable meeting. Welcome to our drivers out over Facebook Live. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Kandi. I work in the maintenance department, if you don't already know that. All things trucks, all things blue, broke or not, I would be your point of contact. Real quick, I just want to go around the room again and refresh name and where you came from and what division you're going into. We'll start over here.
Right.
Oh wait, with a mouthful of food? Sorry about that.
My name's Jason. I'm from Marysville, Washington. I came on board to do the dedicated Hermiston Walmart.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm Fernando from Bakersfield, California, and I came to do the Reefer West.
Great.
My name is Lance. I'm from San Luis Obispo, California, and I came on as a student driver for Reefer West.
My name is Mari Carmen. I'm from Redding, California, and I'm also a student driver for Reefer West.
Well, welcome to all of you guys. And we have my videographer, Luis, in the back.
Yeah, I'm just a creative guy here, so I do like all the, anything like artwork related I do here. So,
Thanks for being here. Like I said, my name's Kandi. I work in the maintenance department. Right now, I am currently covering the parts counter with Rena. So Danica is out on maternity leave. She looks to be back sometime in July. For those who don't know, she has a healthy baby boy, born 7 pounds, 7 ounces, doing well. He's a week old now, so we congratulate her and the birth of little baby Jackson. I just have a few things to go over for fleet-related items, and then we'll talk about any questions you guys have, any comments that we get over the Facebook Live, and anything related to what's been happening this week. So be sure to stop me or ask questions if you do have questions. So I put together a Spring into Maintenance page for the quarterly newsletter, and I just kind of want to go through that, especially with you new guys getting your trucks, new guys and gals. So you can kind of be prepared to know what you're going to be looking at as far as your equipment. Now is the time to prepare your equipment for warmer weather. As the seasons change, it's always a good idea to rotate stock in your truck. Maybe as you get home through your house, pull out some of the bulkier items that you may not need with winter ending. You want to keep some stuff just in case you still get into patches of cold through the Midwest. They've had unseasonably cold temperatures right now. So we don't want you to pull everything out, but now's a good time to start thinking about what you want to rotate out of the truck, giving yourself some more room, decluttering your truck a little bit, just making sure that you have more usable space. Make sure you're carrying plenty of water and be prepared in the event of an emergency. This is critical both winter and summer. We've had trucks get stopped up on the hill due to bad weather, and we want to make sure that the drivers have water on board with them. Good idea to always keep stocked up on some food that is not going to be temperature sensitive, so you at least have something with you in the truck. In those emergency situations, of course, we're going to figure out how to take care of you, but better to be prepared just in case. I think we had the hill shut down one year for over 48 hours, and the trucks were just stuck up there. It was a nightmare, but we were able to get supplies to them, so that was good news. Carry extra fluids, especially this time of year. We want to ensure that we're prepared for the unexpected. When the weather starts to get hot, we start to see trends of coolant leaks. Over the colder months, maybe some of the fittings and hoses have become brittle. And as antifreeze, yes, it's doing the job as antifreeze, but during the warmer months, as the temperatures climb, we need the coolant to be doing the job of coolant. So what it does is it'll break down a fitting, it'll form a leak, you'll bring it into whatever shop, they'll fix that leak, and then the system pressurizes and it finds the next weak spot in the system, and you're going to develop maybe a second leak or even a third leak. We see it happen quite a bit, especially as we start into summer. So just be cautious. Don't be afraid to open your hoods, look under the hood, see what it is doing. If you notice coolant on the ground, we need to get it addressed as quickly as possible, especially as we get into the hot season. We really need you guys to be our eyes and ears of the equipment health. We talked about this a little bit ago in our maintenance spiel. You are going to know before we do that there's an issue with the truck. Does it handle differently? Does it sound differently? What's going on that it maybe wasn't doing yesterday? Don't be afraid to report those things. We want to know what's going on. That way we can deal with it in a controlled event versus a side of the road breakdown. So always include us in that conversation. Take a minute this time of year to test your vehicle AC. Now is when we wanna make sure it's working before we get into the extreme heat, and you need it for sure. Systems can need recharged, pretty simple fix. Or maybe we have a fitting that's leaking off the Freon that we need to replace, a Schrader valve going bad. So it's always a good idea this time of year to check it, run it for a little bit, make sure that it's working good. If you're not getting a lot of airflow through your dash, we probably need to replace your cabin air filters. Those get clogged up fairly regularly. If you have a pet in the vehicle, that is going to accelerate the clogging of the filters just from hair and debris. So we carry those in the shop. You can pick them up over the road, but that's a real easy way to keep the AC system healthy in your truck. We can even show you how to replace them yourself. Pretty simple to do. Doesn't require a lot of special tools. Check your vehicle's tire health. I know I stand on my tire soapbox quite a bit, but in maintenance, tires is, our number 2 expense behind fuel. So we just recently made an adjustment to tire pressures. This will be good for you guys out over Facebook Live. We are just starting to get word out into the fleet. We are running steer tires on all equipment at 105 pounds. We are running drive tires on all equipment, including super single wide base tires at 100 pounds. So this comes from our manufacturer. This is what they want us to do to see if we can increase tire health and tire life. So if you have questions about that, contact the maintenance department, contact driver services, or contact the shop, and we can go over any concerns you guys have. But that'll make it easy just using those 2 different pressures for everybody to remember what we're doing. We hope to increase tire life by making this change, but you, again, be our eyes and ears. If you see tread wear that looks unusual, take a picture, send it into driver services. That way we can look at it and determine what we need to do. Okay. Let's see, what else do I have? Also important is to stay safe and stay hydrated. It's important to keep your truck fueled, but it's as equally important to keep your bodies fueled. Your truck health is important to us, but so is your own. So take a minute, make sure that you are doing everything that you need to do. If you're feeling tired, if you stop sweating after being out in the heat for quite a while, that's a sign of something going wrong. So you want to immediately stop, get hydrated, and take care of yourself. If you're pushing yourself to get done with the load and you're feeling these symptoms, call dispatch, let them know what's going on so they can prepare on their end. But number 1 is be safe. When you're here in the yard during the summer months, anytime it's over 90 degrees, we have bottled water and Gatorade available for everybody. I just need you to stop by the shop and we'll make sure to hook you up. Do the same thing with the shop guys, the yard guys, because we don't want heat stroke. That's dangerous and it can really be a scary event. So let's be ahead of it. If you start to experience any illness, heat related, stop what you're doing, find some shade, and get some water. I want to touch on route throughs real quick. So this is more so for our drivers out over the road, but if you are having maintenance issues and you're struggling getting routed through the yard, there's a lot of freight moving right now. So we just need you guys to communicate, email, call, let us know so we can follow up with dispatch and make sure that we are getting you here, getting you taken care of, and getting your problem resolved. And then again, just being our eyes and ears, I want to talk about pre and post trips. Really, really important. You may check it in the morning when you leave and drive all day. You want to check it again when you shut down at night. Make sure your tires look good. Just do a walk around. Make sure your lights work. Make sure you open the hood. What's it look like under there? Did I check my oil? Simple things you guys can do to prolong the health of your equipment. If you have questions or you don't know what to look for or where to look for something, ask. Just ask the question. We're happy to go over it with you. Nothing we want to hide from you. If you are unhappy with your truck assignment, we want to know about those too. Maybe you like a particular model over another one. We don't promise to have it the day you're assigned, but we can work to get you into the right piece of equipment. We're not going to hide it out back just to tell you no. So if you are experiencing issues, I've got guys right now that are struggling with certain new components in the truck. We're routing them through and putting them in older vintage trucks that maybe they can get along with a little bit better. Eventually everything will be to the current standards with the collision mitigation systems and lane departure systems. But in the meantime, while we still have those trucks available, I'm happy to route guys through and get them swapped out the best we can. The collision mitigation system, I wanted to talk about that a little bit just because we've had drivers call in saying that they've had false brake events. I encourage you, if that happens, to please hit the green trigger button on your smart drive camera so I can see what's going on in front of you. We're working with the manufacturers closely. They're telling me that it's never had a false braking event. So we're just trying to capture those so we can make sure we're communicating to them what's happening. Everything I have pulled is they're right on. The truck system is acting like it should be. It thinks 3 seconds ahead of you there is a intimate collision gonna happen. So the truck will take over and brake. There are ways that you can tell the truck, hey, I got this. I can just tap the accelerator and the truck's not going to brake. It knows that I'm in control. But if you're struggling with that system, call me. Let's have a conversation about it. And we can go through some scenarios about maybe what we can do to capture what's happening. I have drivers that have said I went over the railroad track and it braked. So we've got video of that. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm working on getting a copy of that. Guys going around corners where the roll stability will actually take over and brake if it feels a tire lift, and they think it's their collision mitigation. We've shown that to be true. But if you think you're having false braking events, please trigger the camera button and then call us and let us know that there's something there to look at. Because we won't know it's there until you tell us. You may trigger the panic button, but it doesn't alert us. Unless you call us and tell us. We have a few new mechanics in the shop, so we hope to be, getting those guys independent and turning things out a little bit quicker. If you guys know any mechanics that live in the local area, please send them our way. We'd love to chat and see if we could include them in our plans. Staffing has been tricky, just like with everything out over the road, so please be mindful. Ronnie mentioned earlier, don't take it out on the girl at the TA fuel counter if you're having issues. They're just doing their job too, but we've seen customer service levels kind of drop over the months. So be patient. We understand what you guys are dealing with. You can call and let us know what's going on. We got somebody who wants to join us? You can come in.
Hi.
Alejandro, my friend.
Good. How are you?
Good. You want to introduce yourself?
Yes. This is Alejandro in Combined Driver, the class division. I had worked here for almost 4 years. 1 year in Blackwell. And that's it. Nice to meet you guys. Cute.
Awesome. You've been in glass for 3 years, right?
Yeah.
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 So it's another good point. Just because you start in one division or another, we have lots of room for growth and movement at Combined. You may start as a student, but you have dreams of pulling a multi-axle someday. We can, work through the channels. We ask you to give it 6 months to a year in each division. But as you progress, you can absolutely move through the different spots that we have available. We have training programs. So I've seen a lot of guys and gals move around. Or, we've had glass guys go to Blackwell, back and forth. So if you want to look at different avenues, talk to your career coach. They can put you on the right path. What's your favorite thing about Combined, Ollie?
Really, my favorite is I really it's hard for me sleeping different times, like Blackwell, different appointments, and Glass, I got my own time. Even I got a lot late or whatever, I got plenty of time for start my next day. And Blackwell, a lot of times, yes, you waited, and the last minute you got it driving, no matter what is the time, because you gotta make the appointment, and it's hard for me. It's
So you
why-
like getting sleep in the glass
Yes,
division?
in glass division is I playing my own driving. Sometimes in very real dispatch, sometimes you gotta be there in different time. It's not all the time. Most of the time we got the same. Plus I'm dedicated to. Most of the time I back empty. I don't have to worry for loads. Just go Canada and come back empty, and it's why other thing I really like. I don't have to wait for more dispatch. It's
Yeah, we're still having success on the dedicated fleets, both Combined and Blackwell.
Yes.
Just because we can predict where they're gonna be and coordinate with home time, makes it a lot nicer, a lot more efficient for the driver.
Yes.
You're gonna be on the dedicated Hermiston, so you may find the same thing up there with those guys. Pretty exciting stuff. I'll tell you my favorite thing about Combined is the family atmosphere. I had mentioned it earlier, we may fight like family, but at the end of the day, we all have each other's back. And to me, that's super important. Even in the shop, I mean, we screw things up, we miss things, it happens, but ultimately, I'm accountable for all those things. So, you know, when they make a mistake, it's my mistake. And I never try to make them feel publicly
Yes.
embarrassed about that. We may have a private conversation about why did you miss this, but ultimately, I'm the one apologizing to you drivers. So, it's how we operate. I mean, everybody has each other's back, and we know that we're flawed individuals. We tell you that coming through the door. We're not perfect. So as long as you can trust in the fact that we're flawed and know that we will do everything we can to make it right and apologize and move forward. I think those are the key points to hit on. So just real quick, I'm curious to know what you guys are looking forward to the most. Nothing?
I think the growth opportunity.
Yeah.
Being able to switch around, like you said, if you start at Blackwell, you don't have to stick with Blackwell, you can look into doing more.
Yeah, other divisions?
Seems like there's a lot of opportunities for growth.
Yep.
'Cause for me, it's like being on the road and being independent, not having to be tied down to one place at all times.
Yeah. Get to travel, see things that most of us don't get to see.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I've been as far as Idaho, maybe.
But that and the family oriented is a lot like, like, yeah, like family. And just being here a couple of days, like, you know, you notice that right off the bat.
Yeah, we will try to remember your name. I might have to ask you 3 times. Usually takes 3 times.
And I will kind of say the same thing, just feeling a part of a family, feeling valued and appreciated,
Mhm.
and not just another body that's on the driver's seat holding the steering wheel, going from point A to point B.
Right. Our drivers are our lifeline. And so, we're your support system. I hope we do a great job of being your support system, but hold us accountable, cause we are flawed individuals and sometimes we need reminders. Poor Britton had to call 3 phone numbers today, and at the end of the day, I ran in and I said, "Did you talk to Britton?" And Shayna said, "Yes." "We good? Do I need to call him?" "Nope, he's good." So Britton, I hope you got taken care of today. But utilize your resources. If you're not getting answers, call driver services and let us know what's going on. That way we can always make sure to get you guys taken care of. Same thing for you guys out over the road. I know we've had a lot of staff movement and maybe you're not sure who to talk to anymore. Always call driver services, get somebody involved. We'll take care of it. Alright? Any questions, any topics you guys would like me to cover? I know we've given a lot of information this week. Any comments on Facebook? Nothing? Alright guys, well I'm not gonna hold you up. This is gonna be one of the shortest roundtables I've ever done. I'm usually an hour-long conversation. But I got to meet with you guys earlier, so I don't wanna take up all your Friday afternoon. I'm really excited to get to know you. I wanna say thank you to our drivers out over the road. We know what you're out there doing and we appreciate every bit of it. So everybody stay safe. Warm weather's coming, stay hydrated, and let us know if you need anything. Have a great weekend.